Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Priscilla, which is written and directed by Sofia Coppola and focuses on Priscilla Presley and her relationship with Elvis. And this particular film really focuses on completely Priscilla's life while with Elvis. Beginning of the movie, they meet. This movie is about them together and how this film really hones in on the dynamic of her really wanting to be with Elvis, loving Elvis, wanting to be intimate and connect with Elvis, but Elvis kind of keeping her in this, ivory tower, away from everybody else, locked away, and at a distance, especially intimately and physically. And it's very interesting seeing, especially with Kaylee Spaney, who I think does a fantastic job bringing to life this young woman who was a young girl. Like, when she met Elvis, there's an obvious age gap, and kind of creepy age gap. Maybe not kind of creepy, but it's so very obvious, especially with the casting here, because Spaney, they make her look very distinctly young. And she's not exactly the tallest person. She is at this point 25 years old, so she is an adult, but the way she looks young. And then Jacob Elordi, who plays Elvis, is considerably taller than her, grown up, and it's that kind of dynamic. They're roughly the same age in real life, but it just looks very distinctly different, and it doesn't feel right. It has that unnervingness to it. And as they grow closer, and the strange dynamic that they have. And this film really captures a captive, toxic relationship, and gaslighting, and control. And one of the most satisfying pieces of this film is throughout the film when we do get to see bits of Priscilla cracking through and sticking up for herself, or trying to voice her opinion. And they become more and more frequent of her living her life as the film goes on. And that gives a very satisfying feeling as the film plays out. I do feel like it plays very specifically to, I don't think it feels quite like a biopic, but it does have that structure to a biopic. It's very linear, here to here, but it doesn't focus on the things that you would expect this film to focus on. It really does focus on Priscilla growing as a woman, and also the changing dynamics of her relationship. And I think Spaney does a fantastic job here. She anchors this film, she carries it. Elordi, I think, does a great job as Elvis. He really slips away into this character. He gets the voice down really well too, and it doesn't seem fake. It doesn't seem like he's putting on a voice. And there's not a whole lot of other characters that get a ton of depth. It's really about these two, and there's long stretches where it's just Spaney carrying this film. But Coppola's direction, it has this haunting and beautiful feel to it. The cinematography done by Philippe Lesorde, who really brings a vintage look to this film. The costume design, the production design is just pitch perfect, just absolutely amazing, comes to life. And Phoenix, who does the score to this, it's very interesting because it feels very classic in terms of the musicianship, but also very ethereal and new and modern and haunting in many ways. It's such an interesting mix of things, and the use of music, which basically avoiding all Elvis music to begin with, and just really focusing on other music of the time. Just the setting and everything is fantastic. The journey this film specifically trying to tell is done so well. It does feel a bit kind of restrained and feels very convenient in terms of the way that it plays out narratively. But in the end, I do think this is a really impactful film, really well done, well made film from Coppola. And Spaney and Elordi do such great jobs with their performances, really bringing this couple to life. But those are my thoughts on Priscilla. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.